On March 18, 2025, a moment decades in the making unfolded. The Trump administration released a vast trove of documents related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. This event, steeped in historical significance, reignited a national conversation. The assassination of President Kennedy in 1963 left an indelible mark on the American psyche. The newly released files promised to shed light on one of the most scrutinized events in American history. The files, numbering in the tens of thousands, contained a mix of FBI and CIA records. Some documents were entirely new to the public eye, while others provided less redacted versions of previously available materials. Many hoped for a definitive answer, a smoking gun that would finally lay to rest the numerous conspiracy theories. Others anticipated a more nuanced outcome, expecting the documents to provide valuable context and potentially fuel further research. The files held the potential to enrich the historical understanding of this pivotal moment. The sheer volume of the released documents is staggering. The files encompass a wide range of materials, each offering a unique perspective on the events leading up to and following November 22, 1963. Some documents delve into the intelligence community's activities, revealing concerns about potential threats to the president and ongoing investigations into individuals and groups deemed suspicious. Others provide glimpses into the internal workings of the government in the aftermath of the assassination. Memos, reports, and transcripts of conversations between key officials paint a picture of a nation in shock and mourning. The files also touch upon Lee Harvey Oswald, the man officially identified as Kennedy's assassin. Reports on his background, movements, and potential motives provide valuable insights, though they may not definitively answer all lingering questions. The Trump administration's release, while substantial, still included some redactions. These redactions, officials argued, were necessary to protect sensitive intelligence methods and sources. The release of the JFK files inevitably casts a spotlight back on the Warren Commission. This commission, established by President Lyndon B. Johnson in the assassination's immediate aftermath, bore the immense responsibility of investigating the tragedy. After months of investigation, the commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassinating President Kennedy. This conclusion, while widely accepted, has been the subject of much debate and scrutiny over the decades.
Critics of the Warren Commission's findings often point to perceived inconsistencies and unanswered questions in the official narrative. They highlight Oswald's alleged ties to communist groups, his time in the Soviet Union, and the circumstances surrounding his own death at the hands of Jack Ruby just days after Kennedy's assassination.
While the documents provided valuable context and insights, they did not fundamentally challenge the Warren Commission's core findings. The files, for the most part, corroborated the official narrative, offering more detailed accounts of previously known information. Section 4. Between Fact and Speculation, historians and conspiracy theorists weigh in. The release of the JFK files unsurprisingly ignited a flurry of activity among historians and researchers.
For them, the files represented an opportunity to test existing theories, uncover new leads, and potentially rewrite certain chapters of this complex historical event. Historians, generally cautious in their interpretations, approached the documents with a mix of excitement and measured skepticism.
They recognized the value of the released information, but also emphasized the need for careful contextualization and corroboration with other sources. Conspiracy theorists, on the other hand, viewed the files through a different lens.
The files, they argued, contained hidden clues, coded messages, and suppressed truths that pointed to a much larger and more sinister conspiracy behind Kennedy's assassination.
The release of the files did little to bridge the divide between these two camps. While historians found valuable details and insights, conspiracy theorists seized upon inconsistencies, redactions, and ambiguous phrasing to bolster their claims. Section 5. A public captivated reactions and future expectations. The release of the JFK files transcended the realm of academia and captured the public's imagination.
The files, even if they didn't deliver earth-shattering revelations, provided a tangible connection to that fateful day in Dallas. News outlets extensively covered the release, dissecting the contents of the documents and featuring interviews with historians, experts, and witnesses.
Documentaries and television specials explored various aspects of the assassination, re-examining old evidence and incorporating the newly released information.
Social media platforms buzzed with discussions, debates, and theories. The files, in a way, democratized the process of historical inquiry, allowing anyone with an internet connection to delve into the evidence and draw their own conclusions.
This renewed interest in the Kennedy assassination also sparked a broader conversation about government transparency and the importance of historical accountability. The files, with their redactions and lingering mysteries, serve as a reminder that the quest for historical truth is an ongoing process, one that requires diligence, critical thinking, and a willingness to grapple with complex and often uncomfortable realities.